Welcome, family. Before we go into the content, I want to take this time to share something with you. I'm Gerald Hill, the creator of the Black Conscious Nation. We started this in 2023, which was called the Year of Knowledge 2023, where we send out emails about Black inventors, everything we were of greatness. Then we took it to another format in 2024, which is the Black Conscious Nation, The Awakening. That's where we are now. But you know what? In 2025, we're going into the Black Conscious Nation, The Awakening News Network. It's a facet of a 2023, 24, but now we're taking 25. We're going to take it to another lifting where we will bring more information, more news that affects the African Black diaspora globally. Not just the United States, not just the Americas, globally. Anywhere there's a Black person, there's a Black knowledge, there's Black wisdom, and there's Black news. So I'm asking you to subscribe to this channel with all notifications on, so whenever new content come out, you will get notified. And I need you to thumbs up. Thumbs up is another important thing, and we need you to share. Share with all your family members and friends. And I want to say to our mixed races, our mixed marriages, you're not exempt from this. You're welcome to come to Black Conscious Nation, The Awakening News Network. And it's important that you get the knowledge and share it with us, okay? But here's the thing. We're Black conscious here. We're Black conscious. So you consider yourself to be Black conscious, you're welcome here. Because Black children need Black knowledge to grow in Black strength. That's important. Black knowledge, Black power, Black wealth. So in closing, family, it's important that you support this channel because we as a family must stick together. Now let's get to our content. Peace and Black love. Welcome to Black Conscious Nation, The Awakening. We're here with Brother Nolan. He's the one who owns 617 Defense. Brother Nolan, how you doing today?
I'm good, bro. Can't complain. I got off for work, but just took some time out. I want to tell people what's going on. We have for 2025.
Yes.
And same what trying to get NAAGA out there more in the Metro West here, especially more in Boston. So got some exciting stuff to talk about.
All right, sounds good, brother. And you are the president of?
Yes, I'm the president of NAAGA of New England. Here we're the only Black gun chapter or 503c. We're working on the tax exempt. So yes, that is true. We are the only first and only Black gun club in the whole state of Massachusetts. This is like Massachusetts history. So,
amen. It's called seal and breaking, brother. Seal and breaking.
We were together for 3 years, and then we just finally did it in the third year. I was like, let's just get this situated so we can have something. And one of our board of directors on the squad, his building is going under some construction right now, but we use that as headquarters. So we're gonna hopefully, probably in 2025, have a sign up, invite people over so at least people can be in Dorchester, even though it's right on Blue Hill.
All right.
At least have something, so at least we can all come together, like-minded people, and feel safe and everything, around each other, and talk about what's going on and current events and from the presidential election to the rights, what's going on, these new gun laws that's affecting everybody, not just Black, white, the whole state. Many other things. But we also have a class coming up the first of the year and the 4th of January, 12 to 3:30 p.m. It says 3 o'clock, but we say 3:30 just in case you want to linger and talk. It's a stop the bleed, so it's 9% stop the bleed. This class basically teaches you the basics, how to stop a wound, fill a wound, and and use a tourniquet.
So let me look at this now. See, we watch all the movies when somebody gets shot or they fall down the steps and the bone comes through the skin, and we're driving to the hospital, probably half hour, 3 hours down the road, whatever.
This class here basically teaches you how to, compress the wound, stop the bleeding, fill it up, if you got to bandage it. And then add a tourniquet to basically just stop the bleeding from you losing loss of blood, and putting time on the tourniquets in case you can get to an EMT or EMT does come into your area. They know exactly, what you did, how you did it, and what time you applied the tourniquet to try to save a life. So I think this is the most important thing, besides using a firearm. If you could save a life, I rather would save a life than take one. So that's just how I look at it.
I like what you're saying. I like what you're saying because we're going to look at the firearm side of it, but there's simplicity to everyday life. We walk down the street, okay? We can be driving down the highway 2 o'clock in the morning and somebody sideswipes us. Now we're on the side of the road, nobody know where we are. And I look over, my person in the car with me, they're bleeding out. Now, if I don't know what to do, guess what happens to them, okay? Because 2 o'clock in the morning and nobody see us go over, we're by ourselves.
Right,
But
you're on your own.
knowledge you teach in your class on January 4th at 12 noon?
12 noon to 3 p.m. At 1102 Blue Hill Ave in Dorchester.
Right.
If you guys do have a place, we'd be more than happy to come out to your place as well.
Yeah.
And do the class. It's $25. It's very cheap, inexpensive. Tourniquets are there, for sale as well. So it's just something to have a life-saving skill. Instead of being what's the word? Instead of being deactive or inactive, be proactive. Instead of just holding the camera. Take the time, really, just see if the situation, if it's called for. But we'll talk about how to evaluate it, make sure what's going on. What about the wound, and before you start going into the thing. Time to, because you don't know what you don't want to get yourself stuff into something you don't know.
Right.
It's a good skill to have, especially in the Black community. Or overall, it doesn't matter where you're from. It's just you can save a life one day, or even a child's life.
Education is knowledge, right? And knowledge is power. I mean, what is it and I'm talking to everybody out there. See, we all go to first aid classes, AED classes. We do all those things. Why not add to your treasure chest? Put a Stop the Bleed certificate in there where you have the knowledge. And here's the thing. We're going to go to the firearm part, but we want to stay right here and just in the hood stuff, or just traveling down the highway, or camping, hiking, okay?
Right.
We talked about those simplicity of things. We can be walking, hiking, we just trip and fall down a ridge, whatever, and we're stuck down there, and the bone protrudes, and right where the femur is, and it hits an artery, okay? Now, that's a lot of blood coming out real quick.
Yeah.
If somebody does not know how to do, we'll be on the phone calling 911, try to get a signal. But every time I wave my arms out to get a signal, that's about half an ounce coming out of that person. Where I can take that time, okay, but whatever the fracture is, whatever the situation is, we learn in your class how to apply it to that particular situation. And of course, all situations are different, okay? Where I may be trained to do this with a certain fracture, it may be 4 different spots of fracture there coming through the skin. I have to use my common knowledge and my common sense the best I can with the knowledge you gave us in your class and apply it. Because if we don't apply it, the chance of that person's survival are slim.
I also have a link to if you do want to take the class. It's a Google link. You can RSVP. You don't have to pay right now. You can pay for during the day of the class.
Right.
Or after it. So so it's you can just RSVP so we can get a list of who's coming, who's not. And I think this is a good thing for the community. It's highly inexpensive. Take the time out, get to see other Black and like-minded people. Even white people, doesn't matter. And just come together.
Hey, the blood's the same color coming out. No matter who you are.
It don't matter what it is, it's the same color. So
Yes. So let me ask you a couple of questions now. We established it's going to be January 4th, 12 noon, okay, 3:30, and we're going to get knowledge how to do basic Stop the Bleed course.
Yep.
If one decides to go farther, they can. And normally what happens when you gain this knowledge, you feel so enriched that you can probably save a life. I want to go further in this. Knowledge is power. And you know what? Just like the first aid, you never know if you have to use it, but when you do, you want to have the information and know how to do it.
Exactly.
So
now you'll definitely have hands-on training. We do have like a couple of stations you can actually try it. So like we'll actually pump fake blood out the limb, so it kind of gets you like, oh, so you get you kind of like prepared for the real thing. Which is also so we'll have those couple stations there and stuff. So.
So now I want to make sure I said this correctly. You know,
Yep.
at the end of the course, after the course is $25,
Mm-hmm.
and at the end of the course you complete it and you pass. Is there a certificate with
Yeah,
this?
you get a certificate. You get a
Wow.
certificate. We basically had a kind of had the licenses and from the Homeland Defense.
Hmm.
Um, the Homeland Defense themselves. So you'll
Hmm.
get that from that, and you get a certificate.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're doing good here. January 4th, 12
Mhm.
noon, 3 hours, 3.5 hours
Yeah,
course.
just about, yeah.
Yeah, you learn the knowledge and you get your certificate. And guess what? You never know, but if you do have to use it, you have the knowledge and you apply it and you possibly can save a life.
Yep.
What is more important than that? Saving a life.
I think that's number one thing before besides using the gun or
Yeah,
firearm. So
yeah, yeah,
that's the knowledge I would use basically. So
yeah. And so I just want to touch something else too. You are a licensed firearm instructor.
yep.
Okay. And how long have you been doing that?
So I've been doing that for going on 3 years in August. Yeah.
Okay. Right.
Next yeah.
And this is for our new viewers who have not seen our July 16th video
Oh
we did.
yes, I remember that one. Yeah.
And it would be in the link, on the description link. You click that and you will take you back to where you see Bud Nolan,
Mm-hmm.
Antonio Miles,
Mm-hmm.
and P.A. Solomon. We
Yes.
all was together and we talked about what is firearms, what is safety, what is in the Black community, what is mental health with firearms. Powerful session that these brothers came with and they laid it down. How to get a firearm, how to maintain the firearm, the do's and don'ts. It's a forever knowledge-based thing. But once you get a license, you don't stop with the knowledge. You apply more knowledge on top of your
Mm-hmm.
license. You know, um, what would you like to say to that?
Well, with the new gun laws and stuff, I would say, just it's very hard in our community because of the gun violence and what we deal with and everything. But I think don't go by the news. Talk to people like us, get a different insight. Come even if you don't like to handle a firearm, I say, listen. I tell women, hey, just get the license.
Mm-hmm.
Get
Yeah,
the license. Don't even get the gun. You don't have to. I would
right,
say suggest later on, but and then God forbid something else happen, you have the license already.
right.
You don't have to worry about I gotta go and you get a frantic and then you gotta wait 4 to 5 months.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's
And,
why so we tell people that just don't procrastinate. Take the
right.
class, pass in the application. It's gonna be a process, but once you get that, it's done. You have it. So
It's so important what you said because we have somebody who's close to us. They really did not like firearms. They grew up fearful of firearms.
mhm.
And one day, this person went to the range with us, and we taught them that the first 10 to 20 rounds you're gonna get used to the bang. But here's the thing: we taught safety first. You got to
Mhm.
learn safety before you put your hand on a firearm.
Mhm.
And in your classes, how many hours is your classes for training?
So the home firearm safety that I do is about 4, because that's in
Four.
including the state.
Mhm.
So during 2025, I actually have a Google link. If you want to take my class, you can RSVP it.
Mhm.
I will give you the application to sign up for you to Fellowship Mass LTC.
Mhm.
You'll get a video of suicide prevention, about 8 to 10 minute video. Great video. Solomon's on it.
All right.
Um, and you'll also get like the state laws. Now the new state laws that's happening, it's just it's a mess. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Yeah.
But I still have the older laws still somewhat apply. So they're just making all this new stuff that's still being written out and yeah, and they get sued. They got sued and stuff. So that's a debacle. It's a debacle.
Yeah, yeah. It's gonna get better per se, but the key thing is removing the fear of firearms. And there's a
Yeah,
lot of, and I don't want to use the word in a derogatory way, but ignorance about firearms.
there is ignorance.
Firearms is a tool. If you have to
That's
hunt,
all it is.
use the hunt a firearm. You want
Mhm.
to use a bow to go hunt a fire and fight go do a bow, but whatever it may
I
be.
got I got a compound bow. I mean,
Yeah,
hey,
yeah. You know. But we just gotta, work with our communities, let them know that firearms are not inevitably bad. They're good once we are taught safety.
Right.
Safety applied brings good knowledge and a community who are able to protect themselves in the event they have to. You know,
That's all it is.
yeah,
It's not about what you see by a bunch of politicians who don't walk in the urban community.
yeah,
It shows up every 3 years. Oh yeah, we're gonna do this, and they never show up when it happens. So also
yeah,
look at that. Look at that.
yeah,
But you know,
yeah,
to each his own, I guess.
yeah,
So you just have to keep on doing what we're doing, and yeah.
yeah,
But yeah, even you can come down. Come down. Bring the wife. Come down.
yeah,
Get the education. It's just good to have. Just to feel empowered. Now where you like,
yeah,
okay, this is great.
yeah,
I think it'll be definitely worth it. I'll give her all the information. So
yeah. Well, that sounds good. So, in our closing, our last few minutes, what do you want to say to the community about Stop the Bleed, about two-way community,
mhm.
and about safety in our community with firearms?
So in the black community, I think this is doing stop the bleed is definitely a positive outlook. You got so many young kids who look at the negative aspect of certain when it comes to firearms and not the positive.
Mm,
Because there's no like other influence, good influence, and very few of us are out there as black instructors. Um, but doing the stop the bleed, it actually brings empowerment to the younger kids and black community who don't have the resources. When it comes to guns, when it comes to firearms, the 2A community, I know we live in America. There's two Americas, but you got to get out that negative light and that negative mindset. Oh, it's for them and not for us. And it's like the cops are not here to save you. They're not going to save you.
mm,
You got to do something for yourself, and you are your own first responder, especially in the black community.
mm,
But with over time, and then with education and knowledge, and with patience, um, you can kind of slowly show them the positive light of 2A.
yes.
And another thing when it comes to safety with NAGA, hopefully we can give stuff to the community so people can understand what safety is and what they thought they know. Now that what they didn't know, now they know.
Right.
Instead of being naive and arrogant to certain things, and they let the media dictate, tell them how to live, and not asking questions for themselves.
Mm,
Doesn't matter who you are in the white or black community, just in general.
right.
So I mean, I've brought people. I said, "See, it's not that bad." I gave them 22, gave them a 9, and they're like, "Oh, this isn't bad." I'm like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
I mean, some questions I got is like, "Well, how come they don't want to teach us? How come they don't give us this?" Well, because they don't want to. They want you to stay the way you are right now, and they
Yeah.
just don't want nothing. They want you to just don't look up, do as I said. Don't look left, don't look right, look straight.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when you have people like me or Antonio Solomon, who either
Mm,
lived in the inner city but lived in the suburbs as well, and took advantage of our white surroundings, it's kind of a good thing. It's a smile
yeah.
because now you inspire other black people who
Yeah.
want to do it the right way, well,
Mm.
within a safely manner and in a fun environment.
I want to touch something you said because you said it about 4 minutes ago about when people come to the range, you teach them safety to get their license,
Mhm.
and there's no rush to buy a firearm if you're no rush. But the key thing is getting your license. Getting
Mhm.
your license at any time we had a license, and you decide I want to buy a firearm. Now you can go down to any gun shop in
Yep.
Massachusetts, and
Yep.
majority of the time you can get it the same day. Okay,
Mhm.
yeah. So there's no rush to buy the firearm, but what is a rush that you get safely trained by uh, an African American instructor, as we have three right here. We have our brother here, and you're gonna have a list of all three of them also, and Nolan's gonna give some.
Yeah, I can give you the link about the class, and then in a mass LTC class on the 11th of January, the
Mm,
following week, that I'm
yeah.
giving same location,
Okay.
1102 Blue Hill Ave. So
Hmm.
that would be from like 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Okay.
But
All
I can
right.
give you all that. I'll put it in the comment. I can put it in the
Yeah.
comment for you if I can.
So
Yep.
we can just take this time here and say to all our viewers right now, it is important that you make the decision for you and your household. Whether you're a man or woman or a legal age person who can legally go get training for a firearm, it is your opportunity, your right as a citizen to properly be trained by an African American firearm instructor, because this is Black Conscience Nation. But however, you mentioned NAAGA too. NAAGA is National African American Gun Association. We're all over the country. Okay, once a year we have a summit we go to where all over the country we come together as African Americans and we sit there, learn different techniques, what's going on. We get our attire, what kind of gloves, what kind of long rifle we're using and everything. It's a great time for like-minded people to come together and be rich with knowledge. And I also want to say that don't let nobody make the decision for you. You make a decision what's best for you and your family. From Black Conscious Nation, I want to say thank you, my brother, from 617 Defense. You handle yourself well. You're teaching the Black diaspora how to protect themselves safely with firearms, whatever magnitude it is. We thank you. And as it was stated, in our description, you will see all the information. All 4 African American firearms will be in the description and other links also. Right. So we're looking you to go down 12 noon, 1102 Blue Hill Avenue in Dorchester, Mass. For the class for Stop the Bleed. And just don't stop there. Get more knowledge and gain more wisdom. So from Black Conscious Nation, we bid you well. My brother, we appreciate you. Peace and love.
Thank you.
Family, as we end this segment, I want you to be encouraged. I also want to add, we have the 2 dates we are publishing today on this video, but I want you to know, if you're not in Massachusetts, NAAGA has all over the country where they have classes. So go on also NAAGA, National African American Gun Association, their website, and also be in there and see what kind of classes they have abroad. See what state you're in, if they got something for you. If somebody has a trauma that happens to them, and if they're bleeding out, you have 3 to 7 minutes before they may decease, depending on the person. I hope this content have helped you today. Take care of yourself. Love family. Love God. Peace and Black love.